I want to know what I got to do, Will Steele, to get Daniel Jones to throw the ball for 34 times. Because if that motherfucker, if he throw the ball 34 times versus Dallas Cowboys, I'd be damn. I'd be damn, Will Steele.
Well,
so I just want to know. Go ahead.
If I could just take a guess, and there's Giant fans in here, they had more success running the ball. Well, granted, there was 2 big plays in that Titans game, but they had the success. They had more success running the ball against the Titans than they did against Carolina, who Carolina, I shouldn't say historically, but last year they were a solid run defense. They actually did really good against Saquon Barkley on Sunday. So I think Brian DeBall, Mike Kafka probably was like, running against this front ain't working as well, so we're going to throw. Whereas in Tennessee, they sacked him 5 times. The pressure was getting to Daniel Jones. And they had success with Saquon Barkley. So that's just my guess. I'm no Giants fan. I didn't, watching the broadcast view like you said the whole time, but just kind of seeing how it went. And I did check out a little bit of the broadcast view for Tennessee, but it was easy to tell there that they got a couple big runs with Saquon. And once they got into the red zone, hand the ball off and see what happens.
Yeah, that was easy at that point. Once you get Saquon to the red zone, you just let Saquon do Saquon things. And that could be another nuanced side of this, right, for the defense. Hey, keep them dudes out of the red zone or just keep them as far away from the goal line as possible because then it gets super easy for them, right, because they're not going to throw the football. But I still have, faith in our D-line versus their O-line that they can't, just push us around or whatever, right? So there we go. Harrison, how to deploy, Saquon. They asked Dan Quinn. Shouts out to Pat Walker, man. Pat Walker asked pretty good questions. He just wanted Dan Quinn to talk about some of the depth of his edge guys. You lose Carlos Basham for a little bit. He goes on the IR. Then Fowler has a game. Dorrance has a game. Billy D gets involved. Of course, Mike is going to be the pass game savant. D-Law is going to be the run game guy. Said, talk to us about your edge depth. Dan Quinn had this to say.
This is a deep crew, and we've said that early, and sometimes that can be tough for some of the guys who aren't getting as much play time as they would like. And at the end of it, in the locker room, it's sharing that moment with everybody and certainly seeing those guys all do it together. I think it speaks to the depth of the group and the unselfish nature that it takes. And, you hear their comments together. You got it. Keep going. They're not, what about me or where's my turn? And that's not easy at any level. But in professional, it can be even tougher because there's contractual stuff and all sorts of things that go into that. So to see so much unselfish play from a really deep crew, I think that speaks a lot to what the locker room stands for and what they're about.
Something else too that Dan Quinn talked about, and I didn't record this because at the time I didn't think it was important. But hey, as the show goes on, you just think of shit. He was talking about setting the edge and how important setting the edge was, getting better in this game than we were last week. Last week, 2 weeks ago in the Bucks game, Fournette was able to get outside a bunch. Joe Mixon didn't do as well. So the defense and the defensive line in particular, and your linebackers and safeties, they also play a role in that edge setting. We were much better at that this week. And look, we've been talking about Saquon as a big dude, as a powerful dude, as a run you over game tackle kind of guy. You don't want Saquon getting outside neither. So just as much as you got to be strong and tackle and gang tackle Saquon, you got to make sure that he doesn't get outside. I think a lot of that starts with your ends. And luckily, I think we have the athletes at the end spots, to where even if it, we're powerful enough to set the edge, but if we have a good enough angle, we can still get outside, right? And this could go also into your Micah Parsons point. Leaving Micah Parsons in the middle of the field and just letting that dude run around, I think that's going to be important for you. Plus the notion that Daniel Jones gets a lot of rushing yards too, so you might need Mike to do some quarterback spot things. So all that's going to go into consideration. Foots the King, can you hear me, sir?
I hear you, Voch. Let's talk.
Give me 2 seconds. Will Steele, say something, and Foots, tell me if you can hear Will Steele.
You.
I got Will Steele loud and clear.
You fucking hear this broadcast is goddamn crazy. Oh,
shit. To tell you, it's a game changer, fam.
My goodness. Okay, well, Fuster King, you're live. You're here on Voch Lombardi live on the Voch Lombardi channel and the volume Monday to Friday 3 p.m. Sir. Listen, bro, we're talking about the Giants offense right now, and I've mentioned you twice, 2 days in a row on this show because we have a lot of conversations in our roundtable group chat, and I think people will pay a lot of money just to kind of see us talk outside of the cameras. And
I agree.
And one question that you brought up, Foots, and I think is important, is where do we play Micah this game? I kind of gave my thoughts. Will gave his thoughts. I would love to hear from you, Fuster King. Where do we play Micah versus Giants?
Ooh, so first of all, do you think that DeMarcus Lawrence has enough to give Evans fit?
DeMarcus Lawrence versus Evan Neal. Okay, so that's a
Evan Neal, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm thinking Rashawn. Yeah, Evan Neal fit.
Okay. Sure. I would think so. 100%. D-Law is D-Law, and Evan ain't playing the best right now. And he's a rookie, so he'll probably be better later. But D-Law definitely has that advantage right now. Sure.
He ain't playing better than our rookie. But anyway, do you think that Mark Glowinski? I've been struggling with his name all week.
Yeah, Glowinski.
Do you think that he should even be in the NFL?
Glowinski, Feliciano, and Bredesen, all three of them in there probably should not be in the league.
I call them lunch pail guys.
XFL players.
That's about,
XFL guys, right?
You know when you can't say nothing. Hey man, they just some lunch pail guys. They go home, come to work. They work hard. Good job.
Person protecting the
that's it
team.
right there, guy.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. Back up tackle, back swing, all that. Listen.
Right.
The point is, I think Micah can do what he wants because he's that good.
Sure.
And it's just crazy to see how much the league is caught on.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sky was one of the first people to talk about Saquon Barkley's yardage after contact. So the truth is, running lanes that I saw, and I could be wrong, Bob and Sky, you guys watch a lot of stuff. I didn't see many running lanes in the Panthers game. I saw Saquon breaking tackles, but I just didn't see running lanes. And to me, I don't think that Saquon Barkley will break many Micah Parsons tackles. I just don't think. I mean, they're a literal equal athletes. Like if you look at the measurables and the draft stuff, they're literally, except Micah's 20, 30 pounds bigger.
Sure.
And so to me, I think that you rush them at times, but I think if you want to be safe, it's two guys that you're gonna need to have in the run fit, and that's Donovan Wilson, excuse me.
Sure.
And I want to see Micah Parsons play some in the middle of the defense.
Sure. Fair enough. And I think the thing about Micah Foots, and I just kind of said this on the show because this is the only time that I really, really thought about it for real. It may be good for him to be the Mike in this game because one, look, you can always rush him from the middle. You can rush him from Mike. He could just hit B gap and A gap versus the lunch pail guys, right? Yeah, I mean he could just hit those dudes from the linebacker spot and we could still get just as much pressure. But also Daniel Jones is a guy that they're, trying to find some good to say about him, so they normally talk about his athleticism. You saw that Burrow was a guy that was able to get a couple first downs if he's going to be able to run on you. I would imagine that Daniel Jones, being a better athlete, he could be dangerous with his feet. And I think that, of course, the best way to be that guy is to be in the middle of the field. You wouldn't want to have Micah at left end and Daniel Jones like runs to his left, and that'll just take Micah out of the play. But if you leave Micah in the middle, he'll be able to make plays all over the field.